camp is long from officially over.
Well,
we got a lot of work to do, and I guess maybe it's over for you guys, but not these guys. Yeah.
What can you tell us about the scrimmage from yesterday?
Scrimmage from yesterday?
Was there practice or scrimmage yesterday?
We practiced yesterday. Yeah, had a good practice yesterday. We'll scrimmage a little bit tomorrow. We had a good, hard, spirited practice yesterday. Yeah, it was good. It was a lot of good work. Practices like that, coaches are excited. Not all clean, but work is getting done.
Do you draw a distinction between this is camp is over now, these are season practices, or?
Yeah, we do. We got a few bonus practices, so we call them, we kind of get the guys, put them through the motions. Not exactly what a Tuesday practice would look like or a Wednesday, but we get close to it. So we'll do a couple of those down the road, and then we'll go Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday type practices. So we remind the old guys what they look like, and the new guys, we teach them what they are.
With camp, this part of the camp closing, starting next week, does this become more of an emphasis on starting the season instead of doing as much install and fundamentals and things?
Yeah, the fundamentals never stop, for sure. The install does slow down, for sure. We're getting there. We're really at the point in the camp where there's just a ton in, and so there's still quite a bit of. As soon as you go even to the twos, there's a lot of confusion there because there's just a lot of things in. So that does start to slow down real rapidly in the next handful of days.
And narrowing down the starters, does that start to happen more so next week?
Well, I think what happens a little bit more is, your ones and twos are going to get more reps, and threes will probably get a little bit less reps. So,
same with the quarterback situation?
Same with the quarterbacks. Yeah.
Anything on the quarterbacks?
I really don't. I don't have anything for you guys, and that's the honest to God truth.
So, you have such high expectations. What has pleased you about them, and what has really been something that you got to come on, guys?
Yeah, I think what we've seen is we see flashes that you're going, okay, they can do it, and then at times we resort back to maybe trying too hard. Not just taking what the defense gives them. Taking what the defense gives them, maybe throwing the ball right into the bleachers. And you see that on occasion. Hey, you're carrying the ball for all of us, so if it's not open, throw it there. That's a really good play. Nobody else in the stands are going to think it, but we are in the sidelines because we live to fight another down. And so just those type of things.
You were talking that even if it's a completion, it may not be a great play because if the accuracy is not there. How pleased have you been with the decision making and the accuracy and that kind of thing with the quarterbacks?
Sporadic. Some of it's been good and some of it needs to improve. I think you could say that across the board. Pocket presence, all those things, accuracy, decision making. It's still just always work in progress. And at times, very pleased. You see some high quality reps. And the whole thing to this is just how consistent you can be and put this together.
The scrimmage tomorrow, how big of a stepping stone do you think this will be for some guys competing for the job, and what do you think people will be able to take away from it?
They matter. They certainly matter. Probably a little bit more than practice, because we're not out there helping them. They got to go, and we only get so many opportunities to do this, and so it's good to see what we got.
Special teams, we know that's important to you, and you can see that just in how much time you guys dedicated to it out here. Feel good about things in general there. Who are some of the return guys we can watch for that you've been listening to?
Well, returning wise, we'll just have to kind of see when we go. That's hard to get those guys a lot of really good reps. We might get a couple real reps tomorrow, but that's really about it in terms of tackling returners and those things. So those are hard to tell in terms of when you play for real. But all the guys back there are our best guys with the ball in their hands, so we feel good there. If the guys up front, which really to me have the hardest job, hold it ground a little bit, we'll get some things done there. Same thing with our kickers. I think they've been pretty solid on the field goal stuff. I think our punting game needs to tighten up a little bit. spent a lot of time working on that, and we still have a couple weeks here.
Just general philosophy on that. I mean, it's special teams is kind of an overlooked aspect maybe from the outside. But how important is that to you, I guess?
I think it's important to everybody these days. I don't know, 8 years ago, 10 years ago, I think certain teams spent more time on it. I think everybody does now. I mean, I don't know staff in the country who doesn't really maximize and sell the guys on how important it is, because you're splitting hairs and all this stuff. So, trying to slide edge somewhere, and hopefully it can come to the key.
2 weeks into what we're doing here with camp, is there some guys that have really made some big strides that you can mention? Some guys that have just really taken a step forward.
I think Corey Littleton's playing at a high level. I think Feeney's playing at a high level. I think Zeke Victor's playing at a high level. Buddha's playing at a high level. I think all those guys there are doing a pretty good job on defense and on offense. I think Jadon's doing a nice job. Dante's doing a good job. I think our tight ends are playing well. I think in the O-line, we're still kind of piecing that thing together, and you see some good flashes. I think we got some pieces there. We've got to get those guys all together, playing as one. But I think there's some encouragement there, and the rest of the running back's a little bit harder to tell just because we haven't done a ton of live stuff there. I think that's a little bit like the field goal kicker. I mean, it's all good until it's live. It can break a tackle, all those things. So, making progress there.
Are you curious to see that other safety spot alongside Buddha, how that shakes out?
Yeah, I think our safeties have been playing pretty well. I really have. I think Zeke and JoJo and Brian Clay and forget one other, and Trevor, and there's still one more. Brandon Beaver. I mean, there's some good players in there. I think all those guys have made a step, and so I think that's going to be an interesting combination back there. And I think we feel decent. Those guys are improving and progressing.
It sounds like Coach Lake mentioned maybe that a few of them will play. That and
I
enough of them are at a high level.
So. Yeah, I hope so. Again, I like to play a lot of guys. I mean, I think that helps them stay motivated for practice. I think it keeps competition. You're going to need them. You're building depth. So I hope so.
Turner and McIntosh, are they long-term injuries or?
No, those guys are
so many new faces defensively. I don't know if you really know what to expect when they're put in different roles, different. Just more expected out of them. What have you seen from especially the D-line and all over really with a bunch of you guys having to play big roles?
I think they've been playing pretty good. I really do. They've been flying around. We'll see when they can, put 80+ plays together. Probably need some depth there. If they can continue with that, one play at a time mentality and fly around. At times it's looked really, really good. Like we always say, all it takes is one little breakdown and there's 7 points. But it's been pretty solid. I think they're getting better. It's improved.
When I talked to Coach Joe, kind of described his unit as laying in the weeds. Nobody thinks we've got any players. When we were down in Vegas, the over and under was sweet weapons for you guys. You kind of feel like you guys are laying in the weeds a little bit?
It's just about one day at a time, staying positive, really compete. And, it's not going to all, is this crew mature enough to weather a little bit of a storm? Because it's going to happen who we play. We got the toughest schedule in college football, so it's going to, it's tough football. These kids will stay how they've been out here for the first 2 weeks of working hard and supporting each other. The only thing we're going to do is continue to get better. And so that's all you can ask as a coach.
The O-line, Suffolk area up there, the ones a little bit. Obviously, he shifted from defense last year. How far has he come? How far does he have left to go?
Yeah, I mean, he's like a lot of these guys. I think they have tremendous ceilings. And, he looks a lot different than he did last week, which is kind of wild. I mean, that's what we're talking about. And so the young guys will rapidly continue to improve. That can happen the better we get as a team.
I think you've ever played a true freshman on the O-line now.
Yeah, and so, the game has changed, and who we recruit has changed. And so we're going to play our best guys. And if that's a true freshman, then he plays.
All right. Thanks, everybody.
All righty, guys.